Off with Tesla.
Well, what a wild ride for shares of Tesla today. Take a look at what this stock has done today. It is not as low as it was earlier today, but it certainly has sold off relative to where it was at the end of yesterday. And the reason for the sell-off is pretty simple. If you look what's happened in the last week, had a huge run-up, in part because a week ago there was the news about Hertz ordering 100,000 Tesla Model 3s. Well, Elon Musk last night tweeted out that there is not a signed deal with Hertz. Left a lot of people confused overnight, and early this morning, Hertz then came out and said, hey, look, the deliveries have already begun. And the company also says that it does plan to take delivery of 100,000 Model 3s. So signed contract or not, it looks like the deliveries will go forward from here. The bottom line is this, guys. I think that Elon Musk saw a lot of the questions, especially on Twitter, from people saying, hey, did you sell these at a discount? Is it going to hurt margins? Is it going to hurt the growth prospects for Tesla? And he wanted to reassure those investors that they are not selling these Model 3s at a discount. So he put out the tweet, and that tweet caused the confusion that you're seeing today with shares of Tesla.
Yeah, pretty extraordinary that all unfolded, and only off 3%, I guess, is a win given such a big surge yesterday to the upside, but a tiny surge relative to what Avis is seeing today. Phil, what on earth is going on there?
Look, far better Q3 earnings than anybody was expecting. It's, I think, 42% above the consensus estimate in terms of earnings for the third quarter. Revenue, much better than expected. Record pricing in the third quarter. And then they also washed out a fair number of shorts. There was a high short interest in this stock going into yesterday. A lot of those people had to cover their positions today. That's why you see that spike. At one point, guys, I think it was up over $500 or close to $500 a share. It's still up more than 100% today, though. Even with the pullback from 500, it's still up 100% for the day.
Yeah, looking a little memey. So much drama for the rental car stocks lately, Phil, after a very sleepy period. Thank you, Phil LeBeau.
Yeah, you bet.
Turning now to Pfizer, having a strong session as well on the back of earnings as the CDC meets to talk about its vaccine for kids. Meg Terrell with the details on both. Meg.
Hey, Sarah, a huge day for potentially kids getting access to the vaccine if all goes well at the CDC meeting, and also for Pfizer's earnings really blowing out expectations on the back of the COVID vaccine for the quarter, coming in more than $1 billion ahead of expectations, raising the full year forecast now to $36 billion in revenue on 2.3 billion doses for contracts signed in 2021. Also projecting $29 billion in revenue just so far from contracts signed for 2022. That's $7 billion ahead of what analysts were looking for. And they've got 4 billion dose manufacturing capacity next year. So the ability to strike a lot more deals to supply the world with vaccine. Now, we talked with Pfizer CEO Albert Bourla earlier about the antiviral pill that they're developing for COVID. Asked him about the Merck results and how he thinks those bode for Pfizer. Here's what he said.
I've seen the data of Merck, and I need to congratulate them. These are great data, the 50% efficacy that they have reported. I think it is a significant contribution, and I wish them best luck in their deliberations, submitting the data to FDA, etc. We already are manufacturing at risk. So I hope we are successful because we need options, and we will have quantities even this year if we are successful.
And guys, of course, that CDC meeting underway now. A vote is expected around 4:15 if they stay on time. If that vote is positive, then the CDC director needs to adopt that recommendation. That is the last step, and kids could potentially start getting this vaccine tomorrow morning. Guys?
Meg Terrell, what a milestone. Thank you. After the break, our stellar lineup of CEO interviews kicks off with an exclusive conversation with the CEO of Under Armour as that stock rockets higher off earnings. It's up 16% right now. His take on the numbers, the supply chain, and much more. Going for a quadruple record close. Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, and Russell 2000. You're watching Closing Bell on CNBC.